So, welcome to another video, and this afternoon we're going to talk about this fans phone insure. Good afternoon, welcome back to another show. Thanks, people. Tonight I'm John Sinclair to TV, and back to another video. And this afternoon is Brad. Big up to you, Brad. You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. Are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Not too bad. Not too bad. Just have a quiet Sunday, as you well know. And I've got 14 people watching live in the moment in time. I'm hoping to get lots more. And so you're having a good day, yeah.
Excellent. Just enjoying the sun, having a nice chilled out day. Just checking the catch up on the football.
Yeah, man. Great stuff. So if you guys, if you like the video, like what you see, then please hit the like button and keep the comments coming through. Then please subscribe if you haven't done so. And if you'd like to donate, then click on the $sign. And also if you'd like to become a member, it's only 99p. So I've got my first call in a minute. Supermax Lears out, get him on in a couple of minutes and less than that. And we're going to talk about Allan Saint-Maximin being scapegoated. And he's been in the news for maybe for the mixed reasons there. People say he's not performing. People are saying it's not working hard enough for the team. And people's blaming him because he got knocked off the ball, which was just Everton's winning goal. And Brad, what's your take on it, mate, on ASM? It seems to me that people's getting slated about it.
I think now I've had a few more days to look back on it. I think it's probably worth putting in perspective that he's had quite a long, lengthy injury out and a bit of recovery as well, and let's be honest, he's one of the flair players. Mm-hmm. Certainly the biggest one in our team, and probably one of the biggest ones in the Premier League as well. So on his day, he's unplayable. So I think there could be some underlying reasons, maybe performance-wise, just obviously still struggling with an injury, maybe. So let's just hope we can get him back to his best, because we know the fans love him, and he loves the fans just as much. So if we can see him back up and running, I'm sure this sort of criticisms people have will soon go away.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, thing is, I love ASM. Don't get us wrong, I love him a bit. You know what I mean? What he does for the club, not just for the football club, it's social media. He does for charity as well, for the food bank as well. He's been absolutely fantastic for me. But it's more about on the pitch. And on his day, in my opinion, he's unplayable. We love him. And on other days in time, I mean, he gets found out when you have two players double up on him, and sometimes he goes down. Well, you don't say cheating, but he just throws himself with his arms in the air, and he just doesn't work back for the team. So, what can I say? What can you say?
Because I mean, look at even some of the top players in Europe and even the world, that they have their off days, don't they? But that's just sometimes to do with the tactical approach from the other team, in the defensive approach. If they play it well on the day and they know what they're going to get from you, and they can, it's like you say, double up, triple up, they're gonna make him ineffective in the game, which is everyone knows the opposition. They're thinking, what can we do to stop ASM? That's the first objective, really. So it's a great thing for us, because it shows how much of a threat he is against other teams. And he's gonna have good days, gonna have bad days, but if he's unplayable, sometimes he's unplayable. So on that, there's days when you just can't. No matter what you do, you can't defend him. Especially when we're flying on the counter-attack and he's running at defenders. That's when he's the most dangerous. But if the other team sort of got the better of us and they can get men behind the ball and crowd him, then obviously it's going to be difficult for him. But it just depends how the game goes sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I got some comments coming in, right? If guys, if you want to comment, that's fantastic. But if you want to come on and have your see it, the link is actually in on top of the chat as well. So click on that, you're able to have your say. And I'll go through this comment straight away. I mean, it's I wouldn't say it's quite familiar there. Big up to you, Matty, UK living legend. I love that. Big up to Premier League. Hello to you. And I got Mansell. Afternoon, lads. Hope you both doing well. We're both great. We've got Scouse Ian United 2. Big up to you, my guy. And big up to you, Gary, as well. Hope you're great. And we've got a Gunner fan as well. John and Brad. Big up to you, Static. And big up to you, Gareth. Gavney Burf. You just gave me an excuse to stop digging up the garden. Wow, it's a lovely day for it, isn't it, Gareth? It's a beautiful day. Just have an hour's break, and then you can just carries on, like, you know. And ASM's a top player, just needs more minutes. He's worth 10 quiz words. So we'll have your say. The link's in there. Come on the air for the first time. We'd love to hear from you. In fact, anyone, we'd love to hear from you. Big up to you, Paul, Leeds United fan. I'm a huge fan of ASM. He hasn't been 100% recently, and I think that shows in games. You most look up to see Wood and think, I might as well do it myself. When Wilson is back, I think we'll see the best out of this guy. The thing is, you touched on that, Brad. He made a good point, by the way. He's basically saying that it's good. Chris Wood, good enough for ASM. For me, Chris was not good enough, but ASM, I mean, I think he needs better players around him.
Yeah, it's only going to. You would hope in the sort of next season after, that's just going to become more and more apparent, and he's going to get the players around him, and that should improve his performances individually if he's not carrying the burden as much. Because, you know, despite what the criticism might have of him, let's be honest, over the last couple of seasons, he's single-handedly probably kept us in the league. Especially under Bruce, he's been that shining light, and somewhere some of the stuff he done out of nowhere got us certainly a good handful of points that we needed in desperate times to try and actually stay in the division. So now we're looking to build on and go on to another level. Obviously, we need that sort of a consistency and higher class of player around him.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at what he's done this season, Alan, he has made more successful dribbles than any other player in the Premier League. I mean, he made 111 dribbles this season, take-ons as well. And the second place behind him is Dwight McNeil, who I rate very highly. He's on 68. So there's a massive gap there in dribbles between Dwight and between Alain and Dwight. And for me, he's a fantastic player on his day. I mean, it's so exciting to watch. And I know people are slating him as well because he doesn't do enough. My opinion is, right, I will say, I think he needs to be starting games, but he needs to be starting games to bring the best out of him, right? And I've noticed as well, when it comes on like 25 minutes to go, me personally, I don't think it's effective enough for me. I don't. But I think plays from the start, then he'll do bits. But chasing the game, I think the pressure gets on a wee bit. But listen, at the end of the day, I think me personally, he should be starting games.
Yeah. And like I say, the stat you just mentioned then just shows how much of a special type of player he is, because no one else can do that. How lightning quick he is with the ball at his feet. He can, you know, how fast is he traveling with that ball? And he can take us up the field in an instant, which is something we've not had for a long time, and not a lot of teams don't have that. So we're lucky in that sense to be able to have that ability to be on the counter attack. But it's like you say, sometimes depending how the game's going, it's not always like that. And like you say, we could get to the last 20-25 minutes of a game like Everton. It's not that type of game where he's going to come on and do that, because it wasn't that wasn't the way the game was panning out. It was more cagey and a bit scrappy, so it wasn't playing into his hands really. But on another day, when the game's a bit more open and he can exploit the weaknesses of another defence, then you know he's unstoppable, and he can get us a goal in a split second, which is something like I said before. Not many teams have that in the locker. So
yeah. Well said. I've got the first one coming in as well. He's a Leeds fan. I think he's not a Leeds fan. Sorry, I'll keep it the other lad. I've got Paul coming in. Good afternoon, Paul. And how are you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm a Leeds fan, yeah.
Say again?
I said I'm a Leeds fan, yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought I saw someone else. Sorry. I think I was coming up.
Red yet.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna get on quiet, but that ain't gonna happen anytime soon. John, Man U does not mix. It ain't gonna happen. I got mixed, but go to Macy. Listen, Paul, we're gonna talk about ASM. I mean, listen, he's having a hard time from fans at the moment, and people say lay off him, and people say that he deserves criticism, and people saying he's not been good enough this season. So for me, if I just give this goal tally, he scored 6 this season, 5 assists, and you know, I think he's done okay. But go on, what's your take on ASM, Paul?
He's done okay, but to be honest, I think most people think he's there for himself, and I think he's worrying that there's going to be better players brought in. That's why I think he's panicking.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right, though, Paul, he's got to stick around because we got to get some players coming in the summer anyway. And he should be concentrating on keeping us up in the Premier League, in my opinion, not just him, but every player as well. He needs to, in my opinion, he needs to be starting games and not being as a sub. If he starts games, I think he'll do bits. And if he doesn't,
he probably will. And it's the consistency of playing. You don't need a player playing for 60 minutes, not doing nothing, then rest play 30 minutes and playing all right. Maybe he might score a goal, maybe not. But to me, he throws too many tantrums. It's just ridiculous. He's a professional. At least when I was at work, I didn't throw a tantrum when I didn't get my own way. Come on, he's getting paid X amount of £1,000 a week just for him to throw a tantrum. I'm not happy about that.
Nah, I can see where you come from as well. A lot of people are saying to us and say that, look, no one should ever go saying you have a bad game. But in my opinion, I mean, I say how it is. If they play poorly, it gets told. It's not just ASM, but everyone else as well. But Chris Wood plays poor, so that's another game. But ASM, I mean, I'm going to be partial on this as well. I mean, I'm going to let people have their say, and I'm going to be partial today. And in my opinion, right, he has good games, he has poor games, but at the end of the day, right, I mean, like I said, he needs to show us that he's a fantastic player, because I can see why no clubs are going after him in a minute. I can't see any Premier League team are going to be full of the arms over ASM at this stage. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. To me, he's not there for the fight. It's just not.
Yeah,
some players are, some players are not.
Do you think he's going along with Eddie Howe? Do you think Eddie Howe's a big fan of ASM? Do you think is he happy with ASM, or do you think next summer, if he's staying in the Premier League, you're going to get someone else coming in?
It's hard to get somebody in that does the amount of work that he does down the wing, but it's the end product of everything. It's just not there at the minute. Maybe it will come, but it's time that we can't really wait. We need to be on top now, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
So you're saying that in the summer, do you think you'd be happy to see him go in the summer, basically?
Will any team take him? That is the point. I don't think any team will take him, because you know yourself, he can be really selfish at passing the ball. Yeah, the times he's had the ball, he could have passed it and we could have had goals. But then again, there's times he's went through the whole defence and scored a goal. I'm on the fence.
What do you think of that, Brad? Paul Sain's on the fence.
I think his first choice will be obviously to stay at the club, and I don't think we'll be in a position where we're going to put a price on him to leave. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. I think Eddie, like any manager, I think it's a delight to have someone like that in your team. But it's just sometimes if they're a bit of a maverick like that, it's how you manage them in the best way possible, which you might be struggling with at the moment. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Who knows? But let's hope nothing. But he's one of them players who, if we can get him firing on all cylinders, that's what we all want, isn't it? We want the best thing, and I don't think at the moment, in terms of any team, would any team go and pay big money for him? Probably not. But that's probably a good thing for us, because we can keep him on side for a long-term future and try and get him his maximum potential out of him, which Obviously, he's not quite reaching the heights yet, but as soon as his finishing is going to improve over as he gets older, that's just going to be a natural thing. And if we can still be a Newcastle player by then, I think we'll have one hell of a player on our hands.
Yeah, when he's good, he's good. When he's good, he's good. But when he's not, he's horrendous.
Yeah, I look at the stats as well. ASM, he's had 84 games to Newcastle, 84 games, and at time he scored 12 goals in 84 games, and that's one goal, 7 in F1 and FV7, and assists. He had 14 assists in FV6, and averagely finishes 12th. So if you look at his records, they aren't bad. They need bad at all. But at the end of the day, if he produces magic in one game, then I think we can win games with him. You know, he has scored some cracking goals against Southampton. He scored a wonderful goal against United and a wonderful goal as well. But it is what it is. But for me, I'm not going to compensate him. But one thing I will say, right, that I think, in my personal opinion, I think he needs to be starting games and play with better players. And Chris Wood, I'm afraid, is not good enough for Newcastle.
I think as well, I might probably get shut down for this, but I think some of the times he's been caught sort of walking back on occasions in some games. He might have been carrying a knock, and they're saying, well, if we can get you on for 25, 30 minutes, don't put on yourself too much. If you can offer something going forward, fine. But then if he's just walking back, maybe he was still carrying a slight knock or recovering. You just don't know if he's been put in too early, but he still decided to make the call to put him on the field. Then that might have been the case. We just don't know. But it was unlike. It's been unlike him, because I think he's always been. He's got that energy, and he's all around the pitch. When he's starting games and he's fit. So for that to happen when he was coming on as a sub and he was a bit sort of off, I was just, something's not quite right. And I don't think it's because of him anything personally. I think it was just maybe the fact that he's been carrying an injury, and they've been managing it sort of slightly and keeping it under the radar, and not making it too vocal that he's got a problem. And he might have just been settling him in slowly. That could be my take on it. I don't know, but he's been out of character, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, look, end of the day, in my opinion, if you're not 100% fit, then you should be really playing. Do you know what I mean? And Eddie should say, look, take a rest, son. And that's the thing. I've got some comments as well from Matty as well. I mean, get back to Paul a bit. Do you really think the fans will be talking like this if the takeover didn't happen? That's a question for you and Paul.
Yeah, the fans will be exactly the same. They want better from ESM, but then again, there's something going on in the background why for some reason, he's got a liking for Bruce, and I don't know why.
Well, if that's the case, then I'm sorry, but that's not acceptable at this moment in time. I mean, Eddie Howe's our manager now. I think the problem is, right, probably he don't want to train 7 days a week, if you see what I mean. But one thing I'm going to say, Steve Bruce is gone. Eddie Howe's here, so he'll have to get used to it. It's as simple as that. Steve Bruce is no longer the manager of Newcastle, do you know what I mean? And I've heard that as well. But
he's got them lazy, I thought.
Say again, Paul.
He's got them very lazy. Not now, but he then did very lazy.
Yeah, totally agree. I love watching. Go on, Brad.
I was going to say as well that what Gary just said there about the consistency. But if we're being honest, if he was like that every week, he'd be playing for some of the best teams in the world, wouldn't he? But he's just not at that. He's just not at that stage in his career, and obviously the talent he's got's absolutely unbelievable. But the fact that he's where he is at this moment in time is because he's not consistent. That's as soon as he does, Go on.
Well, I'm wondering if it's got something to do with maturity, because. He may be the age he is, but he could be younger in mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
could be. But he needs to. In my opinion, I love him. I think he could just a little bit more for us, and it'll be fine. I love watching ASM, even though sometimes he can frustrate. He's a game changer. We'd love a bit more consistency from him at the minute, though. He needs to do a bit more. Guy, I agree with you, man. But I'm not going to criticize ASM, but I can see exactly what you mean. ASM is not a left winger. He's a CAM. He's a number 10. criticism is one thing to say. We need to sell him something entirely different
got-
class and tools. Do you agree with that one, Paul? Hello? Paul? I think it's frozen bad.
Yeah, I think he's gone.
I think so. He'll come back. He'll come back.
I'll take over.
You do that. Yeah, that's just a question there. Like I said,
Yeah.
I mean, he's a CNM, not a left winger. And yours too said as well, Christensen's one thing to say, we need to sell him is something entirely different. I said earlier on, who's going to take him? Who's going to buy him? That's the thing.
We don't want to sell him. Like you say, all the fans, despite what we say, we all love him and we want him to be successful at the club. I think everyone shares that belief.
Man.
So it's easy to criticize after the event, really, because nobody's perfect, and let's be honest, we're not a top 6, top 8, top 10 Premier League club, so we're not going to be at that. We're not going to be at them levels required. Obviously, when you get to that stage, you get higher class players, more consistent players, and that's what stage you get to. But ASM will get there in his career. He's only 25 now. He's got plenty of seasons left in the game. He's only going to get better. So it's be exciting to see what hopefully he's still at Newcastle when that happens.
Absolutely. I've also got 30 people watching live. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you'd like to have your say, right, just come on, just click on the link, and then I'll get you in a bit, and so you can have your opinion on Alain. So, John, my guy, how's everyone? That's from Brian. Big up to Brian. He's not late today. Barca would take him. I don't think so, mate. In my opinion, no way. ASM knows what coming and knows in the summer. I think he lost interest. Brad, do you think he lost interest at all?
I don't think that's him. I don't think that's the type of person that he is. Like I say, we can only speculate what's going on behind the scenes, and it's just people's guesses in it. But I think the fact that the love he's got for the club, I don't think he would have done that, really. And I mean, I can't see why. There's got to be some reason at the end of the day. But in terms of the fans, he's got on the connection. I wouldn't say that against him. No.
No. What about you, Brad? Not Brad. Paul. I think he's forcing again. Sorry, we're getting back in just a few minutes. Paul, I was going to say, just before I let you go, Paul, is there anything else that needs to be done? ASM, before I let you go?
Buy big in the summer.
Buy big in the summer, he says. Well, listen, Paul, thanks for coming on, mate. I really appreciate that. And make sure you come again soon, mate. Oh, he's gone. Just going to bring Ryan in. Big up to you, Ryan, mate.
How you guys doing?
Absolutely fine. Having a quiet Sunday today, and just lazy Sunday, doing this, and just chilling, mate. How's things for you?
Pretty good, yeah. I'm about to pull up the West Ham Tottenham game and phone in as well, I guess.
Champion stuff. Well, it's good to have you on, man. We've got to talk about ASM. I mean, I know you got plenty to say about this guy. And what do you think? What do you think's going on with ASM? Do you think he's getting a lot of stick for Newcastle fans? He's being made scapegoat, or does he deserve it?
The first 2 points I agree with. I feel like he's scapegoated, and I feel like sometimes we have to over rely on him because there's not really much threat in the squad, to be honest. I think this is why we need more competition attack and someone to take the pressure off him too, and players that are better around him, because I don't think he trusts Chris Wood at all. And for me, he plays so much better with Callum Wilson.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I thought that as well today. I mean, he just doesn't trust Chris Wood at all. That is the thing. He wants better players around him as well. I mean, I just gave Brad the stats as well. That basically, his stats are quite good. I mean, he scored 12 goals in 84 games with Newcastle United. His dribbling stats is 111, and Dwight McNeil's around about 68. But he's done some around the dribbling side. But at the end of the day, my worry is he doesn't track back when he loses the ball. But I still have him. I still take him as a great player. But he's got to do a little bit more. But being scapegoated, for me, in my opinion, is not right.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like there's already been there's probably so much pressure from what he brings that the last 2 games people have way like too high of expectations for him to make a difference in the game. For me, on Everton, he made more of an impact than Ryan Fraser did the whole game for me.
Okay.
I'd rather ASM lose the ball in the final third and try to create something than one of our wingers just passing it back in the safe option. That's ASM. He's a high risk, high reward player. And, I don't think teams have found him out almost because he comes on there's different approaches and every team will probably figure out a way to mark him out of a game, but it won't work. You see against Everton at home, he was man of the match. He destroyed them, and Everton couldn't contain him. I think going back to the stats thing of 12 goals, I don't think for our level, we don't have to worry about that. I think if he was at a Liverpool, maybe we'd raise eyebrows and questions saying is he good enough? Because it's always high expectations at that club. I think ASM's a tier below world class for me, and I think he would get into most teams, top end teams, as a backup. Say if Arsenal sell Martinelli, I believe they'd probably try to go in for someone like ASM, to be honest.
Yeah, I have to agree, and I'll have to agree with you all the way. What do you think, Brad? Do you think Brian's right?
Yeah, I agree.
Martinelli.
I think, like I say, ASM on his day 1-on-1, he's unplayable. But if other teams are finding tactics, and don't get us wrong, there'll be games where teams are finding ways to frustrate him and mark him out of the game. But that's like I said before, that's the objective, to stop him. But if he can get in situations where it's 1-on-1, obviously nobody's stopping him. So, but in terms of you never know what's going to happen if a big transfer comes in the summer. Another team might look at him as a replacement. But fortunately, we're in a position where if he doesn't want to go, we don't need to sell him. So as long as everything's happy and everyone's on the same hymn sheet, and there's no need for us to sell, is there? So hopefully, just yeah.
I think it's just about adding to what we have already.
Which
against Everton, in my opinion, we played our best midfield. We played our best defense apart from Kraft. And Trippier would have been our best defense. And then it's just our attack that's been an issue, I feel the past few days. Against Brighton, we won the game within 5 minutes, scoring the both goals and being defensively resolute and just grinding out the game there. Southampton was pretty similar too. We won the game in 2 moments that were spread apart, and then we defended well. But overall in those 2 games, you couldn't say, oh, we dominated. We created loads of chances. There's quality chances. There wasn't really much of that. And then, I mean, Chelsea, you can't really complain about because they're a step above the teams we've been playing on this run. We
all know how difficult the Premier League is. Some games can be so completely strange and go the complete opposite way to what you expect. But if we're certainly not going to go in dominating every game at this position with the squad we've got. That's just not a reality. Although we've had a really good run.
That's my worry with this takeover is I feel like expectations are going through the roof already.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that as well.
The same people that were saying Eddie Howe is a bad appointment because we were linked with Antonio Conte or Jose Mourinho within the first week. I can't lie, I was on that, but shortly during the games, I was brought down to reality. We cannot attract those kind of names just yet. So Eddie Howe, I even called for it during the lockdown season. I was get this guy in, and even after the takeover, I'm still happy because look where we are with him.
Yeah, I think he's the right choice.
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant choice. Already out to be here for years to come. Got a comment as well. Matty, I did an interview with him before he joined Newcastle, and he said he didn't really like playing out on the wing and prefers being in the middle. If that is the case, play him down the middle if that's what he wants. Do you know what I mean? Just play where he's going to be happy. Only ASM knows if he wants to leave or not. How do people know how he's feeling? Asked from Ryan. ASM's fully aware of what's going to happen. In the summer, underperformer and you will be replaced. So I think he's lost interest. Of course, there's more than that now. Do you think he's lost?
I agree with the first part.
Yeah, he must know what's going on. But is he losing interest, though? Is he losing any interest?
I'm not going to speculate on that.
No.
I feel like it's out of our reach for that. Like you can't. There's only so much you can tell by body language of what's going through players' heads.
Yeah, man. That's fair enough. Fair enough. Downtown's that's fair enough. I learned over the years to not look fully in goal contributions. That's from Ryan. ASM's like Marmite, like when you don't. Fair enough. ASM has flaws as a player, but he's a winger. We shouldn't judge him completely on goal contributions.
Yeah.
I agree with. Yeah, fair enough. And problem is with ASM and his end product, not enough goals or assists and holding the ball on far too long. If he improves on these, he could become world class.
Yeah.
What do you think, Brad?
I think there isn't. I think sometimes there isn't options. To be honest, he's got the ball. He'll take it into an area, and sometimes the options just aren't there for him. So he's a bit stuck himself. So in that situation, sometimes you can't really comment too much. But his goal contribution, like I say, sometimes it's more about your impact in the game. And usually when he is starting games for us, he's the man who's got the ball. He's driving forward, creating them chances. So despite if he doesn't get an assist or a goal in the game, you can guarantee that he's going to have some other involvement or in setting up for giving it or that pass that leads to the goal or something like that. He's always going to have that impact because he's that type of player. He's not going to quietly go quietly in a game. That's for sure.
No.
See, I know stats can be a bit like out of context almost, but like people never seem to bring up that he's our most goal contributing player in the squad. Plus, he's got the second most dribbles completed. Or I think, he's second behind Bernardo Silva, I think.
Yeah. And that's certainly not a shame to be behind someone like that.
Yeah.
Fair
the
enough.
thing is, it goes to my point too. Like, I'd rather him hold on to the ball or like trying to like dribble past players than absolutely no threat at all. Like,
yeah, exactly.
He's got the most threat in our team, and I remember the conversations going on in the beginning of the takeover. It's like, what players would you keep going forward? Everyone would say ASM's the first there. I still stand by that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Brian saying this dangerous territory, mind John. Already seen the Dobby being spat out in the comments here. They love ASM, don't they? Well, I do. Thoughts on the FA Cup games this week, John, Brad, Abby, the guests. That's well, we shouldn't be talking about ASM, but listen, at the end of the day, there's some cracking actions, mate. Man City are winning, scored a couple of goals in the second half. Palace had a great win against Everton, team we couldn't beat. Let's be real. Chelsea expecting to beat Middlesbrough. And who's the other one? Liverpool's playing tonight, are they? Later on.
Forest, yeah.
Forest. That'd be a good game.
I think they'll have far too much for them, to be honest, on current form.
I think so as well.
But hopefully it's an exciting game.
The thing is about going to ASM to Cam is look at the formation now. Like, there's no number 10s. It's 2 8s and a 6.
Yeah, I don't think that suits us, to be honest, or the way Ed is going. I don't think a 10 in that position is what he wants to go for. He's either sitting back or he's putting them somewhere further forward in the 3.
I think with how good the midfield has been since Andy Howe, you can't really change the 3.
Yeah. We've got 3 pressing and working as a 3, that unit.
That's
rather than 2 sitting back and 1 sort of sitting forward. I don't think that's the way he's going to. That's
been the biggest success under Howe is him transforming the midfield, I think, and defense too.
Fair enough. I feel that's fair enough there. ASM Snow's not back to full match sharpness. Also, this isn't boost ball era. We are on him so much. That is the thing. I mean, you've got some better players there. You've got Bruno as well. Bruno's been absolutely outstanding this season.
Yeah.
ASM is Newcastle's player, and as Newcastle fans, you should back him all the way. Would fans turn on Alan Shearer if he wasn't playing like the fans wanted? That's a Matty. So they wouldn't.
Probably would nowadays with social media, to be honest.
Yeah, probably.
Social media would have been on the case. ASM's ego's hurt. He is no longer the only superstar at the club with Bruno, GS7, Byrne, and Trippier.
I think that's what he needs, though.
Someone to put his arms around him. And is Eddie doing that? I'm not sure. We're not on the training field. We don't know. What do you think, Brad?
But I think it's probably the first time in his career where he's in this situation now where the team's gone. We know the project of the club and where they want to go. He's part of that. He's now part of that project, and there's people around him, and he's just gonna have to be. That's just something he's gonna have to take in his stride naturally. And if he's happy, he's gonna have to be part of that. And the fans get behind everybody. So it's just it all depends how he feels personally. We're not going to know. Time will tell, I suppose. We just don't know.
Don't forget as well as I feel like ASM, he's won us so many points, especially this season under Bruce, like Southampton, Leeds. Like I know they're draws, but like where would we be without him? And like without those draws too, we'd probably be in contention for relegation still. Those 8 draws or whatever are coming in handy now.
Yeah, and he knows that as well. He knows himself, and Eddie knows it. He knows that what he can do and the points that he's got certainly over the last few years. He's got to be in there. It's new for a lot of things. There's a lot of new players came in the club, a lot of changes. So it's just managing that in the best way possible. And I don't think everyone wants the best for him. And I don't think his head's going to drop or anything like that. I don't think he's that type of person, because I think the love that he has for the club, that's it's obvious to see. I don't think that can be questioned really.
I think he's ready to prove people wrong, because I mean, I'm kind of 50-50 about him coming on social media and saying that whole sentence or whatever. Like I forget what it was, but basically summarized like he's trying to prove people wrong. Like I feel like maybe he could have just kept quiet about it, but at the same time, like I don't know why fans are like on him so much. And like there's a good comment too, where like we didn't lose because of him on Everton. We lost as a team against Everton.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Fair enough. That's a good point. That lazy culture who lacks a push from Boost, ASM's light. How is full on training is getting tough for ASM. Back to Nigel as well. ASM needs to start. I agree. He's not a super sub. Plus, he thrives on positivity, not negativity. Fans need to get behind him, which I agree. As he reinvents his game. Normally, he's a target man driving forward. For me, he's not a target man, but, in my opinion, but at the end of the day, that should be Chris Wood, but he's been poor. I can't lie. The lazy coach, I read that. ASM's done a post about starting his professional career at 15 and missing his family. About time we treat him as part of a family before he leaves. That's a flipping good point.
Yeah, this is what I don't want is our fans just like hounding him out. Like, why are you doing that?
Because our fans in the minute, especially on social media, and I hope people backs up on this as well, has been absolutely dreadful, I'm telling you. I mean, look at the one, right? I am going to say that Marcus Rashford, right? I'm going to say, did a tweet, did a message on social media. Fans jumped on him so quickly, he offered a fight to someone at the end of the day, which wasn't right. But you need to replace the full front three. That's for YT. You need to replace the full front three, especially with Chris Wood.
I don't think people would go outside St. James's at the end of the game and just hound down ASM. Like, I feel like it's not at that point yet. People are just more comfortable with saying it on social media. And to be honest, too, is I thought of it this morning. I think players would do so much better for their mental health being off social media.
That's the thing. I'm sure that I could see ASM being off social media for a while after this. I could see that coming. Hope I'm wrong, but me personally, I think if you win games, right? If you win games, then do it. Then big up. If you get beat, right, then you should really go on it. If you go apologize to the fans, they've seen it so many times. You know what I mean? You can't keep apologizing.
I don't know about this. I don't know about this apologizing anymore on social media. Like it's just kind of like sends out a bad mentality almost. Like it's just move on from the game and don't say anything.
Just get on with it. Get training. Get your head doing for the next game, and come back and show us that you're good players. I got big up to Callum, by the way, and I think he's got a good point in my opinion. Two training sessions in 4 weeks. He's clean. He's 100% fit. The 2-week break has come at a perfect time for him and the rest of the squad. That's very true. Even though I don't like getting beat before the international break. ASM feeds off the crowd. He loves playing at home. People saying, just that tweet, that message from Paul, do you think ASM is more like a homeboy, like playing as a better at home than playing away? It's like watching Messi also, yeah? Brilliant to home, away from home, not so good.
Yeah, I'd say so, because every time everyone gets off their seat when he's on the ball.
Yeah. You would think that's going to be the case. Hopefully, with Yeah, so the way the fans get behind him, and he probably, well, I say probably, that's what sort of thing he's thriving off, and what drives him on as a player. So
this is a good comment also.
Which one's that?
The one you have pinned here.
Yeah, exactly. That's a fair comment. ASM literally did an interview saying we need more players like Joe Willock. I highly doubt ASM wants to be our only good player. That's a flippin' fair comment.
That's what I mean. I just don't think. I don't think he likes playing with Chris Wood, man. And people are like going down on Chris Wood because he's not. I don't think he's good enough. But at the same, I think he's. If we're saying he's not good enough, why would someone like ASM like play with him almost? I know it's a team game and you gotta like try to like trust your teammates and stuff, but like I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you just can't. Like it's just a mental thing.
I agree. And not only that as well, I mean, like I said earlier, he wants better players. He wants a new number 9, someone like a Darwin Núñez or Fita Osimhen as well. What are those two as well? Any of those two players will be absolutely fantastic in Newcastle. We've got the money. We're the richest club in the world. Go out there and just pay the money.
ASM likes to create more when Callum Wilson's on too. Like I feel like when there's like certain players on the field, he just doesn't like. He'd rather just do it himself almost.
I agree. We need Callum back. He's back against Norwich apparently. So let's hope that we get him back sooner rather than later. Edison doesn't want to track back because he knows Wood playing too deep. Plus, can't hold the ball as well. That's very true. Edison's getting doubled and triple marked. Think of the space Wilson will get.
Exactly.
That's a flipping good point, Matthew.
And Wood drops way too deep, man. Like there's time I saw it in the Everton game. Like he won like a flick on to an area where he should have been, but sometimes he comes out and plays like a left mid, like during throw-ins and stuff.
That's sweet. 100% for you, Ryan. According to Matthew, back on to the previous one. Isn't Wilson back after Dubai? No, it's back against Norwich, mate. Edison draws 2 defenders. Wood draws 1. Questions for all of you. Thoughts on Eddie Howe constantly being asked these ridiculous questions at every press conference going on, which is now to do with the football side of things. I mean, that's off topic there. I'll start with you, Brad.
Yeah, like as we discussed last night as well, it's something. It's off topic now. It's an off topic for Eddie as well when he's getting them questions. It's unnecessary when he's trying to do a job. He knows what he got into. He's not a daft bloke. You know, he knows the situation. He's weighed it up. So I can't understand how he's getting as much criticism he's getting when it's not the same. You could apply the same thing to all the other industries. I think that's the best way to say it. It's go if he's going to go in for Eddie, then they might as well just start on everything else.
Yeah. What about you, Ryan? Yeah, absolutely. Ryan, what do you think? Eddie's asking these questions about Saudis. I think he's right.
Yeah, I went more in depth in it last Wednesday, and like.
Yeah, he did.
The best word just to say is just like it's annoying and like we just got to move on from it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want to go too in depth about it again.
No, that's fine. Ryan's right. Too much expectation too soon. You built a strong house by laying solid foundations. Patience is the key. We'll get that in the summer. Wilson's the only reason good at holding the ball up and bringing the runners in the play. Something Wood isn't really doing too much at the size of the kid. I tell you what, he's poor. I don't care what anyone say. And Joe's ball on because like Cardi around him. I won't judge ASM as a sub unless he starts. You won't get the best out of him. I've always said playing from the start. Always playing from the start. It's as simple as that. But with ASM, do you think he'll stay at the club next season, Ryan?
Yeah.
I think he will, because at the end of the day, he loves this club, he loves the people, he does good work for the city and the food bank as well. I think, for me personally,
too, he does a lot of good things too. I feel like that doesn't go. It's all about people just like they scapegoat him as a player first of all, but they scapegoat him because of his attitude or something, which I'm not really believing any of it.
Nah. Definitely not. And you know what it is, right, Brad? I mean, I want to back this guy. I want to back ASM. It will prove the fans wrong. He will prove them wrong. And I can guarantee you, all these fans are having a go at him, scapegoating him, right? are going to thinking, you know what, we're going to back this guy because I'm not tap out on him at all. I've never tapped out at ASM, never. But one thing I'm going to say, he'll be back. He'll come back and prove us wrong.
Of course he will. And
what is it like? The only way I'd tap out of ASM is like we reach our ceiling as a team. As the players right now, we reach our ceiling in terms of how far we can go up the table and say, look, maybe we need someone more. We need like another level of winner almost. But you know what? Not just next season. I feel like people will say, oh, if ASM will probably be like it'll be do or die from next season. But the whole squad almost like what's to say that Ryan Fraser and Jacob Murphy aren't under threat of leaving compared to ASM? Okay. And I'm making that comparison because they all play in the same position. And for me, I'd rather keep ASM over those two because ASM's our best winner at the club.
100%. 100%. You got to agree with that one, Brad, haven't you?
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, it's going to be a big summer, anyways. There's going to be guaranteed changes at the club. People are going to be going. People are going to be coming in. So, are we going to get every decision of those right? No, we definitely aren't. So there's going to be good. There's going to be good and bad next season as well. So we'll be talking. So you just never know what's going to happen. But ASM, I think he will be along for the ride, and he'll stay at the club. And,
absolutely,
he's going to want that higher class of player around him, and that should bring the best out of him on a more consistent basis. Because not every player plays at the top of the game every game. It's the fact that the more players you've got, you get that sort of 8 out of 10 performance from one of them when the others are on an off day, and that's how the top 6 teams win games on a very regular basis.
You look at it in a perfect world too. Our squad's fully fit, right? And you look at like the pecking order of our winners. ASM's up top, so like, you know, what do you want to leave and try to like reestablish himself somewhere else, or like stay here for the journey? Because we are on a journey.
Yeah, 100%. What did I say? Form is temporary, class is permanent, and ASM will be class. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And off top of question, who would your midfield three be next season? I think Eddie Howe's going to play 4-4-2. He'll not play 4-3-3 next season, I believe, in my opinion. But as now, it'll be Bruno, it'll be Joe Linton, and I think it's either going to be Shelby or Willock. So it's going to be competition there. So there you go. Ryan, would you play ASM up front?
No, for me, controversial, but I'd play Dwight Gale, Fraser, and Murphy against Tottenham.
Fair enough. For ASM in forward, he at least can do something other than lose the bar. I'm just going to fly for this one for Saivo. Then a fresh start. That's an righty fresh. ASM might love the club, the city, and the fans, but when the fans turn on him and scapegoat in too much, he might start asking, is it worth being here? A team is more than just one player. Mark, you're absolutely right. Let's be real, right? We need to keep ASM. Yeah? That means fans not getting on his back. Scapegoat in. Having a go at him, yeah, because we're going to lose a fantastic player if he leaves Newcastle. He might go to another club and he'd be a world star. But at the end of the day, our fans need to back off him a wee bit and just let him do. Like I said earlier, sort of thing. He might be like he's willing to home, but away from home, not that great. It's just like watching Messi also. But hey ho.
He's already played more minutes than the last 2 seasons, though, as well. I checked that stat like a month ago.
Yeah. And fair enough. And all these fans knocking ASM once for Charleston, for Everton, who has spent our season fouling, diving, and on his arse. The guy should joke. I mean, he's a good player, but I wouldn't take him at Newcastle.
You know, we're linked with Neymar. Imagine Neymar instead of ASM. And Neymar is another level compared to ASM of, well, ability, of course, but then like, you know, like this diving and stuff, and like on the floor, like waiting for a foul, I guess. And that's one thing I don't like about ASM, but at the same time, I'm not going overboard saying we should sell him because of that. I feel like I see a lot of that, and it's unnecessary.
Yeah, I agree. Do you agree, Brad?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. And in the Trips interview, he says how good ASM is. That's come from a top player who sees him training every single day. That's a Matty. And when Kieran speaks, we've got to listen. Did you see Lucas Paqueta has come over to UK and watch Bruno? Plus, keeps leaving hints he wants to join Bruno on social media. Wow, Lucas Paqueta. What do you think? Do you need him?
He would be class.
Yeah, he's just certainly another level of certain class of midfielder that would be, I'm sure he'd be open to the move. So hopefully, if we can get if it's something Eddie's interested in, yeah, try and get him in for. Leon will put a fee on the table, and I'm sure if we want to go for it in the summer, it's there for the team.
Yeah. What about you, Brad? I mean, you're a bit advocate of this guy. I mean, I watched him for Milan, and he was okay, but I thought Serie A was too early for him. But since he's gone to Leon, he's got his career back on track. I think he's decent.
Yeah, it's only gonna improve our squad, isn't it? We should say there's a big summer ahead. Certainly, that if we can get in a key striker like now Darwin Núñez as some of the names, if we can bring in that type of player, that's it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be trial and error for some players we might get in, and it might not turn out to be the right decision, but it's all part of the excitement. It's just good to see us have an ambition and go in the right direction. So I'm sure we won't complain too much.
Yeah, absolutely. No new signings in midfield for the summer, John. The midfield we've got is fine, but I think you could squeeze for one more in. Definitely get one more in. And depends on who we get in summer in midfield. And you do need to create an attacking midfield, in my opinion. And if he's going to play 4-4-1-1, then he's got to play for number 10. ASM has to focus 9 with Murphy and Frears at either side, and Willock as his wingman.
How would that work?
How'd that work, Nigel? How'd that work?
I don't think
ASM's in the middle, and you got Fraser and Murphy as wingers, and then you put Willock as a wingman. Like
playing 5 up front.
What?
No, say I don't think that's Eddie's. I don't think attacking midfield is going to fit into his system. I think the way we're going, it's either 3 up front. Or
I honestly think Eddie Howe, he'll continue with the 4-3-3. When he came in, we're like, is he going to play this 4-4-2 variation? But I think this 4-3-3 fits us well, and it's just about building better players in that system.
I think it's also having a bit. You'll probably have it set up where you can change it mid-game as well. You can change the system ever so slightly with the players we've got in that 11. You can bring a bit more versatility to the midfield. So.
Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. I've got one here from Niall. Come to in a minute. Having 2 deals been already agreed, I know Matt Target could be one of them, but who's the other? I don't know.
No, I don't know.
He's not that guy from Benfica, is it? The goalkeeper. I know there's a bit of talk about that.
Is that the Greek lad?
I'm not gonna try and pronounce his name.
Aye, probably I'll find out in a bit. John, are you a red like Tony? No, I'm not a red. Tony the red is. Pick on Tony. Leon's up for sale. All the players are up for sale off offer as they need to clear debt to get the sale done. And I know you all love Boost back. Annie saying that we knew we'd get Boost back.
We're having back tomorrow, wouldn't we?
No thanks. No thanks. Big up to Trills. Big up to Andy again. As in Willock pushing forward with him as a attacking midfielder. Would you have Willock as a false 9, Ryan?
Oh, that could be worth trying out, but I don't know against Tottenham. I think he's still got, even though Chris Wood's been bad, I feel like you still got to play a striker no matter what.
And I
think
it'd be fine. I think it'd be fine. I mean, I like Willock. I've always been a Willock fan, but the name I'm looking for, which are going to come in a minute, got Target and Shah deals more lightly. I think that's got Hartman, and is Vlad Dimos. I think he's a decent keeper. He is an excellent goalkeeper.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, great keeper. And John, would you take Marino, the striker from Villarreal? I'll take him. Would you take him, guys? Marino?
Yeah.
He's quick. Quick, isn't he? He's quick.
He's a good goal scorer.
He is a good goal scorer, and I do like him. And now we've got international break coming up soon, people. I mean, I think I'm gonna ask Brad and Ryan again. How many points do you think would be enough for Newcastle to stay up this season?
I think 30,
36.
36, yeah. I think 36, 37. I don't think you'll need 37, to be honest. I can't see the bottom three teams pushing towards that number. I know the number used to be 40, but now it's just going the other way. Now I think it could be even 30, 33, 34 points. You just never know. the teams, the teams at the bottom aren't exactly winning every week, so it might be the best of a bad bunch is going to stay up. Let's be honest, because it's not been the best season for a lot of sides.
All right. I was going to say as well, I think that's a fair shout there, Brad. Said I got for next Saturday, it'll be Liverpool against Watford and Burnley at home to Man City. So they're both teams, Burnley and Watford, are in the bottom three as well documented. Norwich, I'm not bothered about Norwich at this moment in time, but that's going to be another defeat for those two teams. So you cannot take it for granted. Burnley be tough, but I do expect Liverpool, Man City to win their games. So that'll be good news. I've got Nigel again on worried teams has now figured our 4-3-3 out now. We would up top, time to mix it up a bit. Do you agree with that, Ryan?
No, I don't think so, because I feel like last game, Joe Linton and Willock were probably rushed in a bit, and they probably weren't fully fit. That's why I feel like the midfield wasn't at its peak, except for Bruno on against Everton. But I'd definitely keep 4-3-3. But I did call for a wingback system potentially against Chelsea, and if we see it again against Tottenham, just because I feel like Antonio Conte head-to-head against Eddie Howe, like it's a bit of a split record. So if Eddie Howe wants to match it, I wouldn't mind seeing a wing-back system either. Because against Chelsea, 2 in midfield did work that time. And Tottenham with their 5 at the back, they play with 2 midfield and 3 up top, so we could match them like for like if we want.
Yeah, I think the good thing about playing the 3 or 5 at the back system is you can be quite versatile in switching it up. So you can depend on how the game's going. You can have a more attacker mindset, but you can also pull it back and have a more 5 at the back and be consolidate if you're struggling in the game. So
yeah,
it's a more modern system now, definitely.
Yeah, I think he's going to go theatre back against Spurs. I can see that one coming. I got one from Mark. No false 9, no rotations. Woodward player. We didn't go 9 games unbeaten with 10 players. Is he a great striker? He's definitely not. He won't be in a starting 11 next season, but he's all we have right now. Yeah, that's a fair call, Mark. It's a fair shout there, miss. I mean, we got to either persevere with him, right? Otherwise, you can take him out, even though he's not my player. He's got a dent in his confidence, but I just don't think it's that good. Let's be real. Musa Dembele for Leon, would you take him? Me personally, I would. You would. I mean, he's got a lot of injuries, but I'll take him. He's better than Chris Wood, 110%. He now has the Premier League because he's played for. Did he play in the Premier League of Fulham? He played for Fulham, did he?
I think just that one is a half a season or just the one.
Yeah, I think he's a damn good player. I'd take him all day long, and I would take him. And right, you take him, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
All day long. But yeah, so back on the ASM, I mean, I say that he'll stay next season. My opinion is as well, we need to back off this guy because end of the day, he's getting a lot of stick. That's number one. Number two, we've got to play him at home games, and we just got to enjoy him. Just got to enjoy him. I've got one here from Matty as well. Just dreaming. I love Federico Chiesa on the right, Nunes up top, ASM on the left. That'd be a dream front three. A dream front three. And that's all for the other sis got might have been. And signing as well. That'd be a cracking signing. So I was going to say as well, guys, we'll give another 10 more and then I'll let you get away because you've got things to do. But so we've got a national break. And just quickly on the Champions League draw, I think we talk about that. What do you think of the Champions League draw, Ryan? I mean, Chelsea got Real Madrid. Tied around?
Oh, I feel like it's going to be between Madrid or Man City to win the Champions League.
So you think Real Madrid beat Chelsea then, right?
Yeah, I just think Madrid have that Champions League pedigree, and I remember saying to a few of my friends, I said right before the tie, Real Madrid would beat PSG, and look what happened because they have the pedigree to get through, and like I just think in the UCL they're unstoppable.
Yeah. Got one from. I thought Musa played for Celtic. Yes, he did. He played for 2 seasons. Unless I get mixed up, you haven't. That's Musa Dembele. He used to play for Celtic. And there's another Musa Dembele. He used to play for Tottenham as well. So there's 2 Musa Dembeles there. One's a Belgian international, one's a French international as well. So big up the tune. Come on, that's some rad. He's a scout as well. And what about you as well, Ryan? Champions League, Joe. Happy with the English clubs?
Yeah.
Oh, Brad. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, I think it's a exciting draw. I think obviously down to eight great teams left. So I think my prediction's going with Bayern. I think they'll be certainly up for it and with a great side. But again, Man City, it's now or never for them. You feel, isn't it? After they've, it's the one thing Pep's he's always wanted to go for, especially with City. You would have thought he would have achieved that feat by now. So time's probably not got that many more opportunities with them to get it done. So it'll be exciting, and I'm sure there's just great teams in there. And Real Madrid to produce that truck of the last round. So let's be interested to see what they can do.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be a cracking draw. I was on Macy's channel yesterday, and we talked about the Champions League, and we went through the games being played and the draw as well. And I said that Liverpool's going to win the thing because I think Liverpool's got some cracking players there, and they got a point to prove. And I think they'll do it. It's going to be Liverpool against. I'm going to say Chelsea. No, I think Chelsea will beat Madrid just. I think I'll go all the way, but I'm going to say Liverpool and I'm going to say Man City.
Really?
Because, that'd be the final. Because I think Liverpool would beat Bayern Munich. I mean, Bayern Munich are a fantastic team. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be. I think Liverpool's just got too much power in look at the defense. Virgil van Dijk, got Mo Salah, you got Sadio Mane, right? You got Jordan Henderson as well. Jota when he plays, Andy Robinson on the left back, Alisson and goal. They got some cracking players, people. Cracking team.
Yeah, it'll be hard to predict, to be honest.
You don't know. It's that tightly contested, and the teams are that good. You just don't know what's going to. It's all on the night. Well, 2 nights, should I say? Especially with the no away goals now, it's a bit of a different dynamic as well.
Yeah,
the way the 2 legs are played. So I think that just throws it out even more. So you just don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Absolutely, I think we beat Spurs by 1-0 at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. If we win that game, I think you're staying up. If we win that game, that'd be tough. So there you go. Well, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up there because I'm obviously got things to do. And did you enjoy coming on again on the show today, Brad and Ryan?
Yeah.
No, brilliant. I was happy to come on. Nice to have a good crack about the ASM situation and a few other topics.
Yeah, I think that's a brilliant topic as well to talk about. You know what I mean? Because something needs to be spoken about, and I hope people do watch it as well, watch it back, and if you do watch it, tell us your views, people in the chats. If you just leave your comments down below, 39 people watching. That's thank you so much indeed. Could have done with 1 or 2 people coming on as well to have a chat, but it's just not to be. But if you do like the video, if you like what I see, then please consider subscribing and also hit the like button as well. And if you do like to donate or super chat, then click on a $sign, just give what you can. And also if you like to become a member like Nihilist and a few others in the chat as well, then just click on the join sign. 99p, that is all it is. So Brad, where do you find us on your socials, mate?
Find us on Twitter. It's BP_NEWFC. Give us a follow on there. We appreciate it.
Fantastic. Thanks very much indeed. And Ryan, where do you find you on your socials, mate?
Find me on Twitter at RyanRheaume_.
All the love from Canada. Big up from Canada. Share the love from Canada. Share the love from Cumbria. And share the love from Bristol as well. And another great show, John. Great discussions. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Matty D. And love it next time, guys. Nice and Brian. Thanks a lot. And a big red, great stream, John and Brad. Thank you so much, Niall, as well. Guys, thanks so much for coming on. I've heard you backstage quickly. And I'll be back tomorrow. I think the Horseman Show's back on tomorrow. I think Paul will be doing that, but I'll be back on Tuesday for the John and Macy show and the big tune debate on Wednesday, and I think of what we can do as well, fill in the gaps as well. So thanks for watching, people. Until then,